in our communities.
But to Marcel's point, we send a lot of people. We passed out all of those flyers for men in our networks. They actually went. There was a barrier to entry. And so I guess to Marcel's point, what are we doing about the barrier to entry? Because we have 500 students that have completed the EMT training and 500 that are currently on the waiting list. And a lot of those are still not black. So how do we segue from entry to fruition, from entry level to getting accepted to actually being able to enjoy those kinds of salaries, get off these corners, and instead of taking that easy pathway, which is not easy, the streets is not easy. It's very dangerous. But instead of taking that easy pathway, but actually going into a lifelong earning position that you can pass on to your family, your pension, your everything, there's still a barrier to entry.
There's a barrier to entry, but again, we have to take action. So before the Black Fire Brigade, have you all really ever heard of a way to get to the fire department? Have you ever really heard of a way to get to the police department? We send our kids and say, here, fill out an application.
And that's it.
And it doesn't work.
Have you ever heard of the circular file cabinet?
Mm-hmm.
We have to start challenging the system.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do. As parents, think about it. Your parents came to Chicago. First thing we told them, go to the post office, because that was a pension job. Now our seniors in Chatham have all of these beautiful homes from the post office.
Yep.
Okay, so when your child, nieces, nephews, someone in your community filling out these applications, let's just not stop at we submitted an application. How about we get to human resource? How about we call our elected officials? I personally know 20 young men that filled out an application to become a police officer. I know 20 young men that filled out an application for a fire. Where are their applications? Why aren't they being processed? Yep. He's not on drugs. He doesn't have a criminal background. You can get on the job with a misdemeanor.
That's interesting.
So how do elected officials help that process? Because
I guess holding them accountable. Because I was going to say what I did do with one of them. But everybody, and I always say everybody doesn't have the resources that I have or the connection. I had a young man, heard us on the show, hit me up, veteran, clean record, all of this great stuff. And he posted and I didn't even get picked to go. And he talked about fire department. I screenshot what he sent it to a African American commander, and then a few hours later, he got an email saying you were accepted to take the test.
Oh, excellent!
He's a Black Fire Brigade alumni. We sent him through the EMT program, and we sent him through the fire department.
This is great.
Fire Academy. Yep. So again, you have the power. You standing behind the mic.
Yep, we got to talk
about this. Don't let this situation die.
So when Q retires, what else is going on? What's next?
Well, he thinks he's going to lead a country for a year, but he deserves it. But the Black Fire Brigade is just going to get bigger and better.
Yeah.
Going to open up additional satellite offices, going to offer additional training. So we have a lot in the pipeline for this summer. You will see us at a lot of the festivals this summer. You'll see us at a lot of Chicago Park districts, just bringing awareness. But we need your support.
Yeah.
And tell us how we can support you. We always run out of time. Tell us specifically, how can we support you? Come to your location, do our events, sponsor. How do we sponsor, support you?
Hello.
Give us a target amount. Give us a target amount.
Just educating one student is $1,500.
Okay. So what's the goal? We want to get the believers involved so we can educate at least 5 students and put them through the whole course. And then those 5 encourage 5 more and just kind of let it swell.
I want to tell you something. So when the kids come through our program, right? Once they get their emergency medical, responders license, and they start driving an ambulance, you see them in some really dope uniforms. They got on a hoodie, they got on a jacket, they got this backpack, hair on point. They look like official. Well, then when they go back home, they're still in their uniform. Hey, man, what you wearing? Can you get me on?
Yeah.
Can you get me on? Once we keep sending them on, can you get me on? You start changing. You
Yep.
start planting seeds. So you say, okay, today we're going to support 5 students. When I come back the next time, you all might be impressed and want to support 20 students.
Yep.
But let's take this back into our churches. Let's take it back to our
Yes.
family reunion. Let's get our kids on. This is the easiest way to get back into this career.
So we just said we're going to take some students. Win-Win Communication started Win-Win Works Foundation. We got you for a student today. 1,500. Let me also say thank you.
Yes.
Because with my mother and needing to have some assistance during the pandemic, they stopped getting a private ambulance to pick up residential is impossible.
Mm-hmm.
They are so short-staffed. I had an emergency 2 weeks ago, and the fire brigade, since they train the folks, were able to make a call. You know, they have those relationships, those connections. So I have to say personally, thank you, Terry and Q.
And that's why we need it. That's why we need more.
You need to call your state rep and tell your state rep, it's your mother today. It's going to be your mother tomorrow. It's going to be all of our
It was my mother yesterday.
All of our senior parents.
Definitely.
We have to keep this out in the forefront. There's a shortage. And what are we going to do about it? You don't want to wait until it really impacts your family and you really need 911.
Don't be proactive. Don't be reactive. Be proactive.
Well, we
Terry, when is
committed.
the next?
We committed 5, right? You took 1. Now we have 4. West Austin Charities is taking 1 too.
All right,
So
listen. The Dream Center is
1,500.
taking 1 too. We got
So now we got 2 more.
Lord Jesus.
And we're
Well,
going
listen,
to raise
believers.
that on this show.
Yep, I was gonna say. So we're gonna hit our
Facebook, you
goal.
can respond.
Facebook believers, you know, I know one thing about raising an offering. The Bible teaches us where our heart is, our treasure will be also. It says it twice in the Bible. So if your heart is for young people and making a difference in the life, this is one way that you can give. And if you just give $250 a month for the next 6 months, you can pay for a full tuition. When is the next program, and how can people sign up?
The next program is April coming up, so we need to get you in, start your background and drug test, and get you all ready. I want to tell you something. So Lieutenant Q is a firefighter, right?
Mhm.
Lieutenant, 35 years. His 2 sons are in the Chicago Police Department.
Mm.
So it's a family thing.
Yes.
We can make this work. You won't be by yourself. Please go to the blackfirebrigade.com and you can register right there in the top left-hand
And what's the
corner.
requirements for the program?
Gotta give up that weed.
No drugs, no drugs.
No.
Around 18 years old, clean driving record,
Mhm.
and be willing to commit your life for 4 months. If you give me 4 months of your life, starting off, I would change your life forever.
The 10-week course before you go.
Yes.
The Uber.
The EMR, right to our website.
Blackfirebrigade.com.
Is that where you can donate as well?
Yes.
It's a donate button on the.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
I asked because I would like for the believers that are listening, you know, Winona always brings the noise. We are running out of time. But if you're listening and you have a young person that qualifies for this program, very interested, make sure you email us, info@thebrunchbunch.com, because not only do we want to donate, we want to follow the donation
And hold their
and
hand.
hold you through
That's
this
right.
process. And so
You all
we can
come
know.
over.
And we're going to come over. Listen, this is
We
amazing.
need to have an event at their space.
Yeah, where's the space? We got 1 minute. Where's the space?
84th and Kedzie.
84th and
Pick a
Kansas.
day, call me. I will set it up and you will be impressed.
Uncle
All
Remus
right.
caters there all the time.
Well, let's do it. Believers, listen, we're going to do an event over there. We're going to raise some money, and we're going to send some of our Black brothers and sisters to the Black Fire Brigade program to get them into a pathway to a career that will change not only their lives, but their kids' lives and their grandkids' lives. And that's what we are about right here on the Brunch Bunch. Winona, thank you so much for always bringing the noise.
Yes.
We
And
had
it's so
such
good to see you again.
Terry, it is
Terry.
so good to see you in person. It's been so long, but we are glad to have you back. Believers, if you've been touched and you want to donate, don't wait on us. Go to the blackfirebrigade.com. Any donation is accepted. We know the goal $1,500 per person, per youth to go through this program. So as close as you can get, we can do it.
And make it recurring.
And make it recurring. Listen, the gift that keeps on giving. I love it.
With all the bad news, when we can look at something where we
Yes.
can empower. I have my Aunt Diana Butler taking care of my mother right now. buried 2 different grandsons from violence, from gun violence on the streets on the west side.
And
Shut
if
up.
only
If we can get young men and
involved.
young women off us like
And
this,
and the teacher to
this is
save a
hope.
friend's life,
This
because
is
I've
hope.
seen it
In
happen
real time.
in real
This
time.
is
Well,
hope.
guess what? What is happening right now is real time. We are out of time. Would you be quiet? Now, listen, believe it. We are so excited that you joined us today. We encourage you to keep Love 24 alive. Tell someone that you don't know that you love them. Tell someone that you do know that you love them. Love will begin to spread like a wildfire. Tamara Fair, I love you.
I love you, Action Jackson.
Believers, we love you. Baby MJ, we love you.
you.
Baby MJ, new nurse, I love you. Up next, AC Green, we out.
And we all here. And you guys
That was
make
right.
sure that you invest in yourselves, in your communities, and in your youth. Go to the Black Fire Brigade, BRIGADE.com, and make your donation. Your donation is going to count towards our